All right, so we're diving into a topic that I think a lot of our listeners are probably going to be interested in.
Yeah, should be a good one.
This deep dive is all about introducing dogs. Successfully, of course.
Right. Who doesn't love that?
And, you might be thinking about bringing a new furry friend into your life. Or maybe you're trying to help friends who are.
Of course.
Or maybe you're just curious about dog behavior, like me.
Always good to learn more.
So today we're going to go beyond just, letting dogs figure it out on their own.
Right, yeah.
We're going to equip you with the knowledge to actually orchestrate these introductions.
I like that.
To really create those positive first impressions. And, set the stage for some truly lasting doggy friendships.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the goal.
Because a harmonious multi-dog household, that's the dream.
Oh, yeah. That's what we want.
So let's jump right in.
Let's do it.
Why is it so important to do a structured, gradual introduction? Why not just let the dogs sort of work it out themselves?
Well, thinking about it, a structured introduction, it's really all about making sure that the dogs feel safe and secure.
Right, yeah.
And when dogs feel safe, that really sets a good foundation for a harmonious relationship.
Makes sense.
And it's important to remember, I think, dogs are not like us.
No, we can't just sit down and have a conversation and say, hey, this is so-and-so,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They rely so heavily on scent.
Right.
Body language.
Yeah.
So a slow approach, I think, is really, really crucial.
Yeah. And, I've learned that the hard way. I am definitely a dog person.
Yeah.
I see a dog and I just assume, oh, it's friendly, it's going to love me.
Sure.
I was at the park once and there was this, oh gosh, it was the fluffiest, cutest dog I'd ever seen. And I went to give it a head scratch and, this dog, it practically jumped out of its skin. It was terrified of me.
Oh, wow.
And it was a good reminder that those first impressions can be so deceiving.
Yeah, for sure. It's so important, like you were saying, just to observe each dog's personality, their comfort level.
Absolutely.
With new encounters, I think it's super important. And also keep in mind, not all dogs actually want a buddy.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
This deep dive is about informed choices.
Right.
Not forcing interactions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about respecting those boundaries, So, okay, let's say we are ready. We're going to embark on this dog introduction journey.
Okay.
Before the big, meet and greet, what are the essentials? What do we need?
Well, preparation is key.
Okay, I like it.
You got to start with the right gear.
All right.
So, secure collars or harnesses, a standard 6-foot leash, no retractable ones.
Oh, yeah.
Those can be really dangerous in this kind of situation.
Yeah.
And then high value treats.
Okay, so the good stuff.
Yeah, the really, really good stuff, the kind that gets your dog's attention.
All right, so we've got our well-equipped pups ready to go.
Yeah.
Where do we take them? Are we talking red carpet, paparazzi dog?
No, not quite.
Okay.
The ideal spot is actually a neutral space that's unfamiliar to both dogs.
I see.
Yeah. And this helps avoid, any territorial behavior.
Yeah.
Because you don't want them being, possessive of the space. And it lets them focus on each other.
Okay.
So it's really about them getting to know one another.
I see. So no pre-existing claims to the space.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Aim for a large outdoor area where the dogs can move around, sniff without, feeling crowded.
Right. So it's like a first date on neutral ground.
Kinda, yeah.
No one's on home turf, so everyone's a bit more relaxed.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got the gear.
Yeah.
We've got the perfect location.
Right.
Time to unleash the pups and see what happens.
Not so fast.
Oh, hold
on. Now we need to learn to speak dog.
Ooh, okay, I like it.
Understanding their body language.
Yeah.
It's super crucial for a safe, successful introduction.
Okay, so dog body language 101.
Yeah.
Here we come.
That's it.
I am ready to decode those tail wags and ear twitches.
All right, so let's start with some signs of, a dog feeling stressed.
Okay.
Uncertain. So, a stiff gait.
Okay.
A hard stare. Or raised hackles.
Raised hackles. Now, remind me, what are those again?
That's the first standing up on their back.
Oh, right. Like when they get all puffy.
Exactly.
Okay.
And And there's some other things too. So, you got to watch for lip licking, yawning when they're not tired, canting when it's not hot, or whale eye.
Whale eye, that's a new one for me.
Yeah, so whale eye is when you can see the whites of their eyes.
Oh, okay.
You might notice this, if a dog is feeling cornered.
I see, like trapped.
Yeah, exactly. So those are all kind of, warning signs.
Wow, I never realized, they're communicating so much.
Oh, yeah.
Without even making a sound. So if we spot any of these signs, it's time to pause the introduction.
Exactly. Recognizing these signals, it tells us when to proceed, when to back off.
Yeah.
If either dog shows any signs of stress, you increase the distance between them, or you postpone the introduction.
Yeah.
Safety and comfort come first.
Absolutely. It's all about respecting their boundaries.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's say, we're observing both dogs seem pretty chill.
Okay, great.
What's next? Like, what's the next move in this doggy dance?
All right, so now it's time for what we like to call the parallel promenade.
The parallel promenade, all right.
Yeah, so this involves basically the handlers walking their dogs about 30 feet apart.
Oh, okay. So like a canine conga line.
Yeah, kinda.
I'm picturing it. It's pretty funny in my head.
Yeah. But there's a purpose, obviously.
Yeah, what's the point of this canine choreography?
So this allows the dogs to become aware of each other without feeling, overwhelmed.
Right, yeah.
They can see each other, smell each other.
Right.
At a safe distance.
Okay, so we're like building anticipation.
Yeah, a little bit.
But also giving them time to kind of process the situation.
Exactly.
Okay, now any pro tips for this parallel promenade?
Absolutely. So while you're walking, you want to reward your dog with treats and praise whenever they look away from the other dog.
Oh, okay.
Towards you.
Interesting.
So you're subtly rewarding.
So we're not even like making a big deal about the other dog being there.
No, not at all.
It's just like, hey, good job. You're focusing on me.
Exactly.
Okay, that's really clever.
Yeah.
All right, so we're reinforcing that calm, relaxed behavior.
Exactly.
Okay, what happens after like this initial promenade?
Okay, so now we tap into the power of scent.
Ooh, all right.
Dogs gather a wealth of information from sniffing urine.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, it's like they're reading a biography.
A biography.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so how do we incorporate this into the introduction?
So, after the parallel walk, the handlers swap sides.
Oh, okay.
So the dogs can investigate each other's scent.
I see.
This allows for like a sensational exchange of information.
All right, so they've sized each other up from a distance. They've exchanged like sniffing business cards. Are we finally ready for the meet and greet?
Not quite yet.
Oh man.
Remember, gradual progress is key.
Okay, all right.
So we'll return to the parallel walk.
Right.
But this time we start closing the gap.
Okay.
Slowly.
All right, the suspense is building here. But how do we know when it's safe to like decrease the distance?
This is where those body language skills become really important.
Okay.
You have to observe both dogs.
Right.
Any signs of stress or discomfort. If one tenses up, we increase the distance again.
Okay.
So we're basically letting them dictate the pace.
Right, so no rushing into anything.
No, not at all.
This is so much more nuanced than I ever realized.
Yeah, it really is. It's about respecting their individual comfort levels.
Right.
Making sure both dogs feel safe throughout the whole process.
Absolutely, that's key.
Yeah. Now, with each successful pass, we can gradually decrease the distance until they're finally close enough for a sniff and greet.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
I know, right?
I can't wait to hear what happens next.
We'll pick up right from there next time.
All right, so stay tuned.
We'll be back. All right, so we left off with our dogs finally close enough for that initial sniff and greet.
Yes, the moment of truth. After all this preparation, what should we expect, like when they actually interact?
Well, even if everything has gone smoothly so far,
right.
Keep this first interaction brief.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Aim for like a quick sniff, maybe a playful bow, and then separate them again.
Wait, separate them?
Yeah.
Even if they seem like they're hitting it off?
Yep.
I feel like we're like interrupting a budding romance.
I know. But trust me on this.
Okay.
It's about, building anticipation.
Okay.
Preventing things from, escalating too quickly.
I see.
Which could lead to tension.
Okay, so like creating those positive associations, but avoiding overwhelm.
Exactly.
It's all about balance.
Yeah.
So what comes after, like this brief little greeting?
We go back to what we know works.
Okay.
Parallel walking.
All right. Back to the conga line.
Yeah, exactly. This reinforces the connection between calm behavior and, all that positive reinforcement we've been doing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing a theme here.
Yeah.
Gradual progress, controlled interactions, and lots of positive reinforcement. It's like a recipe for dog introduction success.
Exactly. And just like any good recipe, a few extra tips.
Ooh, I like it.
Can make the process even smoother.
All right, lay them on me. What are your pro tips?
So first, you want to avoid introducing the dogs when they're at their highest energy levels.
Oh, okay.
A tired dog generally is a calmer dog.
It's true.
So consider a quick play session or a walk
Yeah.
beforehand.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, just like us, if we haven't had our coffee or, we're feeling a little bit sleepy or haven't had a chance to burn off some energy.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it doesn't always go well.
Exactly. Also, it's best to remove toys or food during the introduction.
Oh, right. Yeah.
While some dogs share really well, others can become very possessive.
Right.
So just keep things simple.
Yeah.
Focused on the dogs getting to know each other.
Right.
Avoid potential distractions.
So no toys, no treats scattered around.
No.
Just pure doggy interaction.
Exact.
Got it. Okay. Now, what if the dogs are different sizes? Is there anything extra we need to be aware of?
That's a good question. It is wise to be mindful of size differences.
Okay.
A playful nip from a small dog might not even bother a larger one.
Right.
But the reverse could cause, discomfort,
Yeah.
maybe even injury.
Of course.
So we really want to ensure both dogs feel safe.
Yeah.
Especially when there's a significant size difference.
Right. It's like, what's that saying? One dog's play is another dog's pain.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to be responsible pet parents and be aware of those differences. Okay. Any final words of wisdom before we move on?
Absolutely. Remember that every dog is an individual.
Okay.
And there's no one size fits all approach. What works for one pair, might not work for another.
Right.
Be observant, adaptable, and prioritize the safety and well-being of both dogs above all else.
Yes, that's so important. It's not about following this rigid script.
Right.
It's about understanding the principles, applying them thoughtfully to each situation.
Yeah, and every dog is different.
This deep dive has been so eye-opening. I feel much more prepared, if and when I do have to do this, dog introduction.
That's great to hear. The more we understand about dog behavior, the better equipped we are to create, positive relationships.
Absolutely. Before we move on to the final part of our deep dive, I want to briefly recap what we've learned so far.
Yeah.
So we started by emphasizing a gradual, structured approach is just so much more effective than just, crossing your fingers and hoping for the best.
Yeah, definitely.
We learned to decode dog body language.
Right.
Recognize those subtle signals that reveal, a dog's comfort level.
Absolutely.
We outlined the key steps of a successful introduction.
Yeah.
From the gear check, neutral location, to the parallel promenade, the scent swap, and then culminating in that brief but significant sniff and greet.
Yeah, very important.
And of course, we talked about, patience, observation, and positive reinforcement.
It all plays a role.
Right. And, even if you're not planning a dog introduction anytime soon, understanding this process can enhance your interactions really with any dog.
Absolutely.
That you encounter. Right.
For sure. The more we learn about dogs, the deeper our connection becomes.
I like that. Okay, we'll be right back to tackle some common challenges.
Yes.
Troubleshooting tips. For those trickier dog introductions. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
All right, so welcome back to our deep dive all about dog introductions.
Yes, welcome back.
We've covered so much already.
We have.
From the importance of a gradual approach to understanding body language.
Yeah.
But let's get real.
Okay.
Not every introduction is going to go perfectly.
No, that's true.
According to plan. So, in this final part, let's tackle some of those common challenges.
Yeah, let's get into it.
And, equip you with some troubleshooting tips, right? Got to be prepared.
From the expert.
Okay, well, I'll do my best.
So even with, the best preparation.
Right.
Hiccups can happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The key is knowing how to read the situation.
Exactly.
And adjust.
Be adaptable.
So okay, let's say we're doing the parallel walk, right?
Yeah.
And one of the dogs just starts lunging or barking
Oh boy.
at the other. What do we do? Like, do we correct them right then and there?
You want to avoid like harsh corrections
Okay.
or scolding.
All right, so no yelling.
No, not at all.
Like yanking on the leash.
Right. Remember, these dogs are already in a potentially stressful situation.
Right, yeah.
Our goal is to create a safe, positive environment,
Right.
not add to their anxiety.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what's the best way to handle like a reactive dog during this whole process?
So if a dog starts reacting, the first step is always to increase the distance between them.
All right, so give them more space.
More space, this gives them a chance to calm down, feel a little bit more secure.
Yeah.
You can also try distracting them
Okay.
with a high-value treat.
Right, the good stuff.
Yeah, or a favorite toy.
Okay.
The key is to redirect their attention away from the other dog, back to you,
Right, yeah.
the Hamlet.
So it's like hitting the reset button,
Kind of, yeah.
reminding them, hey, good things happen when you focus on me.
Exactly. And if the reactivity continues, it might be a sign to just slow down the whole introduction process even further.
Right.
Perhaps go back to just having them see each other from a distance for a few sessions
Okay.
before even attempting that parallel walk again.
So we're really customizing the pace
Absolutely.
based on each dog's like individual response.
Right. Every dog is different.
No need to rush.
Not at all. It's always better to err on the side of caution. Move slowly than to push the dogs beyond their comfort zone and risk a negative experience.
Because that could set them back.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to do that.
Okay, now what about those more subtle signs of stress?
Right.
Like the lip licking.
Yeah.
The yawning. Whale eye.
Yeah, good. You remembered.
How should we react to those?
So those are all early warning signs that a dog might be feeling uncomfortable. And as soon as you notice those behaviors, you want to increase the distance between the dogs.
Right.
Even if they haven't started barking or lunging yet.
Oh, okay. So we're being proactive, intervening before it escalates.
I like that approach.
It's all about being attuned to those cues and responding in a way that supports both dogs.
Yeah. This has been so insightful.
I'm glad.
I feel like I've gained a whole new understanding. But before we wrap up, I want to address something.
Okay.
I think a lot of listeners might relate to this. What if the dogs seem fine?
But one of the humans is like nervous.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Anxious.
Dogs are so perceptive to our emotions. If we're stressed, they're going to pick up on it. It can really affect their behavior.
So if I'm like a nervous wreck about this whole introduction, my dog is going to mirror that.
They could,
and become less comfortable around the other dog.
Potentially, yeah. So it's really important for the humans involved to remain calm, confident, and relaxed.
Yeah.
You know, our dogs take cues from us.
Of course, yeah.
If we project that sense of ease and positivity, they're much more likely to follow suit.
So deep breaths, positive self-talk, maybe even like pre-introduction meditation for the humans.
Yeah, I like that.
It's all about setting everyone up for success. All right, well, this has been amazing.
Oh, good. I'm glad you think so.
Dog introductions, you know, they can be a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, for sure.
But they can also be incredibly rewarding.
Absolutely.
When we prioritize, you know, understanding our dogs, respecting their boundaries, creating that positive and safe environment, we're really setting the stage for, you know, harmonious relationships.
Yeah, absolutely.
That can benefit, you know, both the dogs and the humans.
For sure.
So well said. This deep dive has been a masterclass in dog introductions.
Oh, thanks.
We learned about preparation, observation, patience, adaptability. We decoded dog body language.
Right.
Learned how to troubleshoot common challenges.
Yeah, I gotta be prepared.
And we emphasized, you know, the crucial role we play as responsible pet parents.
Yes, very important.
And creating positive and safe experiences.
Absolutely.
For our furry companion.
Right.
So it's not just about following a set of rules.
Right.
It's about understanding the principles.
Yeah.
And applying them thoughtfully.
Every situation is different.
I want to leave our listeners with one final thought-provoking question.
Okay, I like it.
We've discussed, you know, creating these positive first impressions between dogs. But how might this gradual, patient, and observant approach apply to other types of relationships or first meetings in our own lives?
That's a good question.
Food for thought.
Yeah, something to think about. Maybe there are some lessons we can learn from our dogs.
Right.
About, clear communication, boundaries, and patience.
Absolutely.
When it comes to building lasting connections.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this fascinating deep dive into the world of dog introduction.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Until next time.
Yes, until next time.
Happy tail wags and harmonious relationships to all.
Thank you for your watching. If you find this video is helpful to you, please share it with your family and friends. Leave us a like and subscribe to our channel. And turn on the bell, that way you don't miss every single one of our videos. So that's for today's video. See you next time.